Start a podcast. How about that? All right. Instead of yelling and screaming, we'll start a podcast and see what happens. And tonight, big night. We got the taco guy who's in the chat room. And we got a big new show coming for you tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So don't forget it. You don't want to miss it. And there you go. So we are loading up the chat room without Greg again. I gotta talk to Greg. This is not very not very promising that Greg is not here. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to see Jay Bass, in Carl Place, New York. So there you go. Good morning to everybody in the chat room, and welcome aboard, everybody. Big Al, the Amazins, Jay Bass, Mal Pal, Outlaw Seal. You got Taco in the stands. Timothy My Hooker, Unholy Toledo, and away we go. Good news. Good news to report. Now, I promised that I would not talk about the Astros anymore. But I'm going to break that promise, okay? And I'm going to ask a question in the chat room. We're going to ask the question. Here's the question. In Las Vegas, they are now taking bets on how often the Houston Astros get hit by a pitch this year. Okay? That's what it is. They're taking all kinds of bets on how often the Astros are going to be hit this year, and it's all under over. So would you like to participate? Yes, you would. I just got to punch something up here, and unbelievable. Here's the situation. Las Vegas is putting up these prop bets, and here's what we got. Over under on how many times the Astros are going to be hit. Astro players. How many times the Astro players? 80.5. That's the over under. Anybody want to chime in? 80.5 is what, that's what they say. 80.5 is what they're calling for on how many times Astro players are hit by a pitch this year. I think that's a little high. I think they'll get blasted early on, and then something will happen to change that. All right? Here's another one. How many times players charge the mound this year? How many times will players charge the mound? Over or under 1.5. One of George is here. Good morning. Nakahoma is here. Good morning to Tito Luna. So great to have you all. Good morning to Chris Gallo. How many times... All right, Taco said he saw 83. All right, big fucking deal. How many times will players charge the mound? The over/under is 1.5, and that's not so bad. Okay, and then of course here's the other one. Who's going to be hit by pitch the most times? Now, all right, who's going to be hit by pitch the most? Bregman is the favorite. He's even money. Springer is 2-1, maybe because he's the leadoff guy. Altuve is 3-1, and Correa is 7-2. So who are you betting on? Okay, are you betting on Bregman at even money, Springer at 2-1, Altuve at 3-1, or Correa at 7-2? So Las Vegas is they get in on all the action. Absolutely, I'll go with Ron Hunt, number 33. Ron Hunt, remember, he was one of my favorite players, and I don't think he won all right, here's one for you, George. Who won the Rookie of the Year award when Ron Hunt was playing, okay? Who won Rookie of the Year when Ron Hunt was a rookie? I don't think it was it wasn't Ron Hunt, okay? Yeah, I love the number 33, really, okay? All right, so we're waiting on Ron Hunt. Mal Pal is here. Good morning to Mal Pal. Outlaw Seal has joined us. The Traveler is here, and away we go. So, no, it wasn't Kenny Hubbs. But, George, if you can, just fact-check me on this. It wasn't Kenny Hubbs, the second baseman for the Cubs. The player that was the Rookie of the Year when Ron Hunt was a rookie was D.K. Luce. No, what? Good morning, D.K. Luce. It was Pete Rose. I'm pretty sure it was Pete Rose. Now, if somebody could fact check me on that, when Ron Hunt was a rookie. He was a Met favorite right off the bat. But the question is, was he Rookie of the Year? Ron Hunt was second, but I'm pretty sure it was Pete Rose, not Cookie Rojas. Give me a break. All right, it was Ron Hunt that was second. I am pretty sure. Please confirm that the Rookie of the Year and Ron Hunt's Rookie Year was Pete Rose. Okay, spent the morning listening to some podcasts. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. I am telling you. It was Pete. It was Pete Rose. Nice going. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna say. Spent the morning looking at podcasts. Now, Francisco Lindor is projected for 35 home runs by Steamer, and that would make his 2020 his fourth straight 30 home run season. Only 4 players have consecutive 30 home run seasons as shortstops. Only 4 have, so who are they? All right, only players with 4+ consecutive home run seasons. Okay, who are they? Anybody want to get? All right. So Francisco Lindor, he got 1. You got all right. It'll be 1. You got 2. You got 3. That's it. So if he hits it, it'll be his 4th time, 4th straight. Only primarily as a shortstop. He'll be tying 3 other guys. Okay, name them. All right, name the 3 other guys. All right. So back to the action. I'm just going to throw out all these things. Who was the first White Sox last year? Tim Anderson won the batting title. What was the last White Sox to win the batting title before Tim Anderson? Last year. All right, let's get on to the nitty and the gritty. It looks to me like we're going to have a new closer in St. Louis. By all indications, first of all, Miles Mikolas is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, okay? So that takes care of him. But here's the thing. Looks like Carlos Martinez wants to go back into the rotation. Now, in 2020, the Cardinals needed Martinez to be a starter, okay? He's one of the 5 best arms in St. Louis. He has a higher upside as the Cardinals' number 5 starter than Kwang Hun Kim. All right, now Mikolas, who got a PRP injection into his arm, he won't even throw in spring for about a month. So it looks to me that Carlos Martinez, all right, is going to try to get back into the rotation. And so we'll see about that, and that would mean that the Cardinals would be looking for a closer. Okay, so we'll see what happens. The Cardinals are fairly deep. You know, they're talking a lot about Daniel Ponce de Leon, but we'll see what happens there. So the Cardinals are very inactive this season. With John Mozeliak said the theme of the 2020 club is not winning, it's patience. Patience to see if Lane Thomas and Tyler O'Neill can break through. Patience to see if Matt Carpenter and Harrison Bader can bounce back. Patience with Martinez, even though he's let a lot of people down. He was supposed to be really something special. So he's always had a durable arm. He's always been able to bounce back, but let's see what happens. Carlos Martinez looking to get out of the closer spot and get back into the rotation where the money is, right? There you go, all right? Ponce de Leon discovered the fountain of youth. No, it wasn't Frank Thomas, wasn't Konerko. It was that's right, you called it, Big Al. Absolutely, Big Al calls it. Good morning to Zelmo. Nice to have you aboard. Donkey Okie is here. Great turnout as usual by everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, it was Pete Fountain. That's it. All right, moving right along. Will Myers. I know you guys talked about it yesterday. Now, you use Will. There were 2 players, Will Myers and Byron Buxton. These are 2 guys who will give you power and speed in my mind, you don't use them as the cornerstone of your team. You use them as the complementary player. They have once become a cornerstone. Now you try to get them at a very low value and add on their 15 home runs and add on their 15 stolen bases, and that should put you over the top. Okay? So, but you got to be realistic. We'll see what happens, and there's a lot of talk about Myers going to the Boston Red Sox. We know about that. If the Red Sox are willing to give up, are willing to take a pitching prospect, this deal could be made. So, look, San Diego's got Tommy Pham and Pomerantz and Pagan and Trent Grisham and Zach Davies. These players alone netted the Padres an increase in WAR, wins above replacement, of over 9. So they've done pretty well. Now they're trying to free up some salary, and the Padres are talking to the Red Sox. Myers was linked to the Red Sox as part of the Mookie Betts trade. So we'll see. Now, Cal Quantrill is the target of the Red Sox. Luis Capusano, Gabriel Arias have both been involved as well. So it's not clear to see who the Padres will get back in return. And it's just not clear who the Red Sox will get back in return. Seth Lugo fractured his pinky toe in his hotel. It doesn't appear to be major. He'll be shut down from throwing. Not a big deal. But here's the big deal. Aaron Judge's shoulder soreness is it's considered minor. Anytime somebody has an injury, it's always considered minor if it's somebody else. You got that? If it's an injury to you, it's no longer minor. So, yeah, that's right. So, we got a situation. It wasn't Frank Thomas to win the batting title before Anderson. It was Luke Appling. Did Frank Thomas... Somebody check that out, okay? Yeah, Dunn was a national. It wasn't Frank Thomas. Did Frank Thomas ever win a batting title? Could somebody check that out? I may have the wrong answer to the trivia question. My answer was Luke Appling. It wasn't, if it was Frank Thomas. And it wasn't Adam Dunn, who hit 159 for the White Sox and 40 at-bats either. All right, so somebody check out. Frank Thomas sounds like he won a batting title. Aaron Judge's shoulder is minor. He's shut down from hitting for about a week, won't play with the Yankees in their spring training opener against Toronto. And he's been feeling some soreness for a week. He did take an MRI, didn't reveal any major issues. So he's not going to be delayed in opening day. And this kid Tauchman, he could start in the outfield on opening day. According to Brian Hawk of MLB.com, he gets reps in all 3 outfield spots during spring training, and his role for the season opener is dependent partly on whether Giancarlo Stanton begins the season in the field or at the DH. They're also trying out Andujar in the outfield. Okay, so Tauchman will be getting some games on the bench, but we'll see what happens. And A.J. Happ will likely be the starter for the Yankees in their initial spring training game against the Blue Jays on Saturday. So look, it's not like opening day, all right, but it does help Happ get a jump on solidifying his grasp on the starter role. So we'll see what happens there. He's 37. He's currently penciled in to be part of the Yankees rotation, and we'll see how that goes. Did Frank Thomas ever win a batting title for the White Sox? A player that I drafted in our auction draft was Chance Sisco. Now, if you remember, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, he hit 3 home runs in one game, and that's a pretty good way to get your name on the map, right? He came to the Orioles last June. He had a power surge at AAA. He was the one-time catching prospect who didn't really show anything. But he kept his, he had 6 home runs in the first 19 games.